Is it time for more Path? It's time for more Path. Welcome back to Path of Exile. I'm Z-Sword. Today we're going to be starting Act 4 on Barry Zap. And we'll see how far into this one I get. I don't know. I know I need to put a break in this one. Act 4 isn't too long, but it's always longer than I think it is. I also have to do the lore dump for Act 3, the start of Act 4. That's when I get to the...
Jan has ordered me to help you. Trade with you. I have risked much to gather weapons and armor for this Akara. I've scavenged on the fringes of Vol's encampment and scouted the dead city. Let us see if you can offer any value in return.
Kira is our normal merchant. Filled with shiny things that are good for hitting people. And letting people not hit you. Including one of our first palette swaps, I think. The Sage's Robe. Scholar boots. Those are energy shield boots. Much in the way of gloves. Nope. Oh, it's Z for that. Okay.
May fear guide you.
There's Patarius and Vanya.
You are most welcome here, sister. What you did back there in San was truly
terrifying. Don't get me wrong, Piety, the rest, they had it coming. But there's no one like them. These Marrakech, they're good people.
She knows that. Please, sister, ignore Bataris.
My grandfather was a captain in the Ebony Legion. My father too, and me. Just following the path that had been laid out for me.
Until you met me.
Yes, until I met the most beautiful woman I'd ever seen.
Behind bars. An exile waiting to become an experiment. Not quite how I imagined meeting the man of my dreams.
I realized then that I wasn't part of the Ebony Legion anymore. I'd become a blackguard like every other damned legionnaire in Sun, taking orders from a madman.
Bataris freed me and led us here.
I'd heard about the Marrakech from those few legionnaires who survived the assault on Highgate.
And I talked them into harboring us.
Vanya can be very persuasive when she wants to.
Kira is a racist bully with that fancy hair crest of hers stuck so far up her.
Come on, Vanya. She's a warrior. It's not her job to be nice. It's her job to defend.
Look all lithe and sweaty when you're watching her train. That's the only job you're interested in.
I'm studying the Marrakech fighting style.
Sure you are, sweetie.
I forgot how good the dialogue in this game could be.
We've a few bits and pieces lying about that might help with what's to come.
Bits and pieces? I risk my neck to salvage those artifacts.
I know, sweetie, and I really appreciate your artifacts.
You didn't say that when I brought them in. You said, is that all?
You'd been gone for ages.
And you think you could do a quicker job?
Yes, if you'd let me, yes.
No. Not for all the jewelry in the world. What if I lost you?
Okay, absolutely. We have charms and regalia sourced at great risk from some of the most dangerous places in Rayclast. Better?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, thank you. There, our shiny stuff merchant. Wow, freaking pre-identified. Not often you see that. A lot of wands and things. Fawn's horns. You know, as we hit a point where we're getting renames of really old gear. Cash out my... that feels so weird to just sell, but... Can I do anything with red, green, blue? I could do aura totems. Sure doesn't have a lot of good options. That might be a combination that gives me really good lightning warp. I'd have to check that. Meh. I don't care enough to keep it around. Beast.
I heard of the beast before coming here. Piety talked about it. I suppose she saw no point in keeping secrets from the people she was planning to murder.
I'm so sorry, Piety.
God, it's not your fault, Pataris. But Piety used to say that the beast was the source of her power. How she managed to turn poor men and women into those... things. She kept using a phrase. What was it?
Universal transmogrification. I heard her assistants talk about it too.
The power to change the world into anything you like.
Bloody scary power in the hands of someone like Piety.
Bloody scary powerful stop.
Play scary power no matter who has it.
Bye.
Later, Pataris and Vanya.
Many great things begin at the foot of the mountain, Exile. So too do many tragedies. Often a path becomes a fork, and the echoes of your actions push you down one side or the other. Do you know where you were being carried? Would you like to?
She makes a good argument.
I will see you again.
Oh, well, and before we go upstairs, there's a guy downstairs. This is Tasuni. He's actually decently important.
I am Tasuni, he who peers into the gloom, who hears the black hearts that thunder within the mountain deep. If you seek enlightenment, find a torch. If you seek to understand the nightmare, I can help feel your way through the darkness.
I am also really quiet.
Keela rides more swiftly and strikes more truly than any other Dekara here. If only she could learn to think as swiftly as she rides, and speak as truly as she strikes. Better and worse are judged not on the talents one prizes, but the talents one needs.
It's actually not a bad point.
Pataris and Vanya, two mouths that speak from one mind. When together, they express some quite interesting thoughts. When apart, well, half a thought isn't really even a thought, is it?
And that's why they're one person in town. Wait, hold on, can I walk? I never knew that. That's so nice. I have always walked around. Good job, eyesight. Way to finally see something obvious. Tiala, the Gemly Queen, Pet Tiger, and Oren. Oyen. Okay, so hi, Tiala.
The time has come, not a cockroach, to crawl up into the bowels of this nightmare, traverse its innards, and rip out its corrupted heart. Oyun will help us. Go on now. Hobnob with the Maraketh matriarch. Learn what needs to be learned, and quickly. There's a filthy darkness down in that mountain, and it's reeking with impatience to meet you. Don't die, please.
She's not being as metaphorical as you might think with some of that.
You come to us, a woman like us, and yet nothing like us. While we cloak ourselves in tradition and war, you cloak yourself in thaumaturgy and fear. And that is why you will kill the beast within the mountain. Lady Diala has told me this. She has much faith in you, which, the question is, can we Maraketh share in her faith? Sakema Deshret sealed the mines, trapped the nightmare within its black den.
The beast should never have been imprisoned. The beast should have been destroyed, yet for all her ferocity, it seemed that Deshret lacked the courage to do so. And now, after 2 centuries guarding this hole in the ground, this Akara lacks the strength. But you are not Deshret, and you are not one of us. You will succeed where we have failed. Deshret's banner will break the seal and open the mines. It was taken from her when she fell to Vol, the brittle emperor. Take the stairs to the southwest. Descend to the dried lake. You shall have no trouble finding the brittle emperor. You'll smell him before you see him. Bring Deshret's banner home, and you will be free to pass into the darkness as you wish.
Alright, the Dried Lake is the first area of Act 4, and it was, I remember for a long time, widely regarded as one of the best mid-game, like, it's a really good grinding zone, because it's very open and not very dangerous.
The Maraketh once stood united under Deshret's banner. That was before the plagues, the tempests, the corruption. Deshret rode here with this Akara, the Kiato, to put an end to the beast's curse, and upon the very threshold of the darkness, she faltered. Perhaps she saw that King Kalm had gone there before her and not returned. Or perhaps the nightmare simply overcame Deshret's seemingly indomitable courage. Either way, she chose not to ride into the mountain to slay the beast. She closed and sealed the mines and committed this Akara to Highgate's guardianship. The tempests, the plagues, they passed. Of their own accord, or because of Deshret's seal, we do not know. But what I do know is this. When Deshret vowed to watch over these mines, she simply traded one curse for another.
Get my hipster on. There you go. Tell me about the Brittle Emperor.
Vol and his unmen have dipped their fleshless claws into the lifeblood of the Maraketh since the day this Akara tethered its roer here. Such is the way with men of war. Remove their tongues, yet still they thirst for blood. Remove their bellies, yet still they hunger for battle. Remove their manhood, yet still they lust for conquest. I will make allies of whomever I deem useful. We have observed the actions of both Blackguard and Exile, and it is Pitaris and Vanya who give meaning to those actions. This Akara has not mixed with other than its own for over 200 years. The outside world has now discovered us, so it is time that we discovered it.
Not a bad mentality to have about the conclusion. They didn't reject outside philosophies, they just didn't invite them in. Now that the outside philosophies have found them, there's no reason to necessarily reject them, though. I kinda like that. That's kind of a neat twist on it.
Kira has the blood of Deshret in her veins, and the bonds of Deshret in her mind. Her loyalty to her Akara is admirable. Her loyalty to the past is not.
And that's another part. She's not afraid to bend tradition to wisen to times. That goes a long way.
Tasuni has been corrupted since the day he was born. Maraketh tradition would have it that such a warped child be left upon the moonlit plain for the gods to adopt. Tasuni was not taken by the gods that night. Such a thing has never happened before in our Akara. Now we know why. Tasuni is a man caught between two worlds, our world of light and the beast's world of darkness. He is our scout in the black, and without him, Nightmare would remain beyond our understanding. And an enemy you cannot know is an enemy you cannot fight. Diala wishes the beast dead, but why? Why would a nightmare wish to kill a nightmare? A question of great interest, yet little importance. It does not matter why the sun rises and sets, as long as it continues to do so.
to knit things together again, the beast is what we understand to be the primary entity that gives power to the virtue gems. He is the source of darkness and thaumaturgy that gives them what they are. Diala is the gemling queen. Her immortality, her slightly shattered mind, her power, all comes from virtue gems that are socketed directly into her skin in multiple places. Like these rods in her head, those are like 3 or 4 gems each. And her skulls, and who knows what these are. She is filled with virtue gems. So why is she trying to get rid of what is essentially the source of her being her?
Our hopes are with you.
Let's go to do the... I was about to go around again, but I remembered this thing. Yee. Oh, that's so convenient. Let's go do our what we have to talk about in Act 3 real quick. Oh, I think in Act 4 we might start seeing 5 socket items, but I don't think so. We'll go around Grigor and swing around. Oh yeah, I was supposed to say have a Virtue. Okay, you're done.
What is it?
You're done.
See you.
Maybe nothing too much new has come up.
I will see you again.
2 years in the end.
Greetings.
Oh, okay.
I used to be quite the lockpick back in Ariath. No vault nor bedchamber was safe from me. Now I have a new type of key, the Virtue Gem. Put the right key in the right lock, and you open up a world of possibility. Aid me in my cause, and I'll be inclined to offer you some of those possibilities at a reasonable price. And the more you help me, the more I can potentially offer you. Such is the fundamental rule of commerce. So look for me out there in the wastelands, Exile. By then I'm sure to have found another way for you to improve our mutual situation. I was beginning to wonder if I'd overestimated your survival instincts, but now that you're here, take a moment to look over these curiosities that I've managed to liberate. Their previous owners lacked the sophistication to appreciate them.
But Richie is cool. He is the Shadow Mentor, so he sells the Dex Int set type items. I have been struggling with Dex enough as is to not try to equip myself in the gear.
Gems represent the one true power here in Rayclast. The Vaal understood this, the Eternals also. Now it is our turn to study and exploit these most precious of stones. Geomancy I have come to call the field, and of one thing I am certain. It is we Geomancers who shall inherit this fallen empire, who shall raise this realm to its former glory and beyond. I have much that I might impart to you on the subject, but whether you are worthy of such enlightenment, well, that remains to be seen.
This mentality is why Virtue is easily one of the most important masters in the game. As I said, he lets you edit your sockets with very high reliability, instead of having to take your socket gem and go, okay, I hope I get 5. And then take your link gem and hope I get 5 links. And then take your color gem and hope I get two of these. But Richie lets you skip all that. He just takes a flat amount of each of those currencies, once you're actually able to use his crafting system, and just sets them in stone for you. Very nice. What does he think of Katarina?
It is not how a man lives, but how a man dies that truly matters. Katarina's cadaverous sculptures mock us in what should be our finest moment.
He doesn't like Katarina. One of the few people that doesn't.
One of these days I'm going to sheathe my daggers in Elrion's faith-blind eyes. When a man takes on religion, he locks up his mind and throws away the key.
Doesn't like Elrion.
When it comes to knowledge and power, we Oriathans have always looked to our dearly departed empire. From what I've learned of Haku, we should have been looking closer to home.
Neutral to a form of admiration? He sees wisdom in Haku's ways of sorts. We're not going to attempt the labyrinth yet. Our performance against Dominus tells me I'm not ready yet. At the very least, I need to round out some holes in this build. And hopefully I can in this act. This act should have the last few gems that I don't have. I'm looking at my preview window again. Instead of, you guys.
How do I keep ending up in such lovely places?
Put up my buffs. Okay, so we're looking for the Brittle Emperor Vole here in a land filled with a whole lot of nothing. Shoot some birds, shoot some funny looking undead. Do 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 do. Ow! Stop that! That's a funny little sound effect the spell makes. Green, green, red, blue. This would be really good if I had access to the support gem I want from this zone. Oh, okay. Curses in this item are reflected back to you. You cannot be chilled after being chilled. Those are indeed gloves. Thank you, Chapman. Meow. Awesome mana flask. Ooh. Oh, that's a harbinger. A harbinger that's spawning knitted horrors. Great. That's what I wanted to see. That was a fun amount of critting. Give me back some zombies. In my front line. Do I have any close? I have one. That's 360. What's that? Bad lightning bolt. Cool. Give me all that. All those tasty shards. Oh, no. Shed for people who are farming harbingers. Go. Zap you. I like how the skill feels. I just wish it was a little more lethal. There we go. Reminds me that towards the end of Act 4, I'm gonna have to pick up one of my sockets. Finally. I can wait a bit. I have orders and things. I really like this map. Give your enemy endurance charges and steal them back. Charge stealing is a weird mechanic. Let's see. Oh no, the Vanguard. Bad cage. Bad cage. I'm gonna bonk you with my stick. That is really outdated. looks good. Oh, that's a threshold. Which one is it? What is it? It's Spark Nova! Ah, sweet! Oh shit. Never mind what I said about getting that later. Stop, stop, stop. That's it, an armor scrap. You disappoint me. So, 10% increased lightning damage. Nice! With at least 40 intelligence, sparks fire 2 additional projectiles. Nice! With at least 40 projectiles, spark fires in a nova, which means it fires in a circle around me. That's really good. That's that was something I planned on getting later. 2 items were good. Items already identified. That's fun. Run away! Also, yeah, that's Zach. Hi, Zach. Zach I recognize. He's got the... Damn it. Blasphemy. That makes your curses a little bit bigger each time you get a new rank of it. Make my zombies. Off I go. Let's go finish that up. See, I'm not too worried about dying. It happens. I don't consider it a big hit if we do this thing, especially when I'm doing like a silly build like this. Plus 35 to strength. That's substantial. No, I'm not doing this to be super serious. I'm the best hardcore look at this build. Absolutely wreck everything. I'm doing this for fun. I had a silly idea and I'm trying to make it work. The big axe. 13 fire and lightning resist. That could be something decent. Plus 24 dexterity. I do need more dexterity. So I will go with that against what is probably my better judgment. 24 in that jade. Nope, I have a 30 jade. That'd be really good if you had a skill to actually use those kinds of things. What even are you going for? I don't understand. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, Gull. Why though? Oh, exalts are up to 37. Neat. So expensive. Those are the... with a new property for... yeah. An exalt is worth an exalt. Sounds legit. Thanks, chat, for giving me something to talk about. Is it dead? Did I kill it? Scroll. Yay. Vanguards, when scabs. Morningstar. Very, very pretty two-handed mace. It's a shame I don't use maces. Wow, this area is level 34 and I'm level 36. Falling behind the curve. A little bit. It's okay, I kind of want to clear the zone as much as possible. This should be Vol's encampment, with Vol, the Emperor of Purity. Hi, Vol. That's gonna hurt. I'll let you know when I give a damn. I also notice, okay. Now I give a damn. Where'd you go? Where are you, big guy? There you are. Should actually try to avoid getting hit by his stuff. I'll take basic attacks. Ow, he kicked me. Ow, he kicked me again. No, 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 no! Summons more dudes. Fist of Heaven. Ow.
Thaumaturgy just keeps getting the better of you, doesn't it, Vol?
Pain. Nothing I care about. Not really. Shame that. This is such a good roll. Crusader's Gloves. Increase my rendering kill attack rating per. It bends your stats. That's fun. That's Vol's confession.
I vowed to care for this empire with my eyes open. I lied to my people. I lied to myself. Blinded by my lust for purity, I placed my faith in the most corrupt of men. I watch now as my legion dies, their flesh melting from their twisted bones. They fall and rise. A tide of mortal death and eternal damnation. I feel it now in my own flesh. The heat, the corruption. I have failed you, my empire of purity. Do not forgive me, but please, I beg of you, survive me.
He knew he'd come back and be evil. So that was all. I farmed on him a little bit. On some of my other characters. Okay, so nothing about this says that it's like physical damage, but it's starting to really feel like it. If that's the case, I'm gonna be really disappointed. Have to tweak my build. I mean, I have the backup plan in mind. I just didn't want to use it. That's the reason it's a backup plan. I'm definitely getting the charges. Getting a bit of health, but not. I like the, Oh, he's possessed by a rogue. He is faster than he has any right to be. Lightning! Chance, coin. Go away, you guys. Can't use oil coat, can't use Cecil mask, don't use those or that or that. Or as nice as that would be, What is this? Life cannot hit for my zombies. I might play with that actually. Hell, I just got an normal chance. Boop. Neat. Okay, no more life gain on hit for my zombies. Let's make a super spark nova in here. Zombies there. No, it's not Spark Nova yet. Will be soon though. That has turned into my drop everything. This needs to happen. Oh, my warlords and hunters. Just not 7 life. Really? Mark as a dying eye, Platinum Cree. Whoa! Dudes, go away, I'm trying to reach at. I'm trying to look at thingies I don't have. Additional block while dual wielding. Lots of physical damage, reduce attack speed, lots of elemental resist, chance to cause bleeding and poison on crits. That's a fun dagger. It's a really fun fizz dagger. Boop. Gem for my troubles. Fright Claw, don't care. Go away, you pieces of shit. I am Groot. Roost. But when he does introduce himself, it does kind of sound like he's saying, I am Groot. So he has time to walk around to areas you would have walked to anyway. Didn't mean to pick that up. Throw it back on the ground. And I threw it on the ground. Oh, that's not a heavy belt. You doing alright, fella? Seem to have an arrow in your face. Looking for dudes. Hi ho, there you we're looking for dudes. Wow, it's not often that I see like this area is so divided. It's usually a little more open. Do ba ba da ba ba da ba ba da ba 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 da ba. Use Deshret's banner on the seal to open the mines. Boop. Oh man, Oyen has a cookie for us. What's in the box? What's in the box? Oyen, what's in the box?
The gate is open, and the darkness calls. Good hunting, Cursebreaker.
Some fun things are in the box. Chaos Golem, Ice Golem, Flame Golem, Stone Golem, Lightning Golem, and Abyssal Cry. Lightning Golem. So a Lightning Golem that grants you increased attack and cast speed. The Lightning Golem fires a projectile spell, creates auras of lightning that zap nearby, and casts a temporary aura that grants added lightning damage to spells and attacks used by the Golem and its nearby allies. Can summon one Golem, it has a lot of life, and it grants increased attack and cast speed. Seeing as we're already built for lightning damage, this is our replacement for zombies.
We read the land, learn its stories. Kalm and his warriors entered those mines some 20 years before Deshret sealed the mines and bound our Akara to this mountain. Act with care.
That's unfortunate. What keeps causing that?
What can we do for you?
They sell those gems that were just offered to us. That's
Good
pretty
luck.
cool. Give me a moment. Okay, one reset to hopefully solve all our problems later, and we're back. Let's do our requisite inventory management.
Yes.
And do some talking to, I guess.
See ya.
Nope, not guild stash. Where's my normal stash? There's the normal stash. It's under all the people. Green, red. I'm gonna hold on to that because I plan on slotting that ASAP. Now we're going to talk to Diala. Someone starts doing a show now. And actually I'll call this...
our hope, our desperation. It will set the nightmare to boil. Cook that nice big fishy in its own whining brine. Listen with all of your ears, not a cockroach. The rapture was Malachai's most wondrous creation. The only fire hot enough to burn the beast from existence. And its fuel? A gemling queen. Blood and flesh and gem. Yet my selfish self did not want to burn away, and so the fire was but a tiny spark. The spark of a cataclysm. I am sorry, my love, my Malachi. Go to it, not a cockroach. Find the rapture. Make me sorry no more. Bye-bye.
So I'm actually gonna go ahead and call it an episode here, but now we have another destination. This will be a nice short one after how long the last one was, although I'm surprised it took me 45 minutes to get through one zone. Act 4 starts getting tough. I hope I get the tools I need to round out my build, because otherwise this is going to get insufferable real fast. I'll see you all next time. Thank you for joining me.